Hello again, everyone. Today I want to talk about the Mondo Macabro release of Who Can Kill a Child. It is a 1976 Spanish film. It stars... Okay, I'm going to try this. These are all very Spanish names, but let's see what I can do. Starring Luis Viander. Okay, that wasn't Spanish, but anyways. Pernella Ransom. Okay, that wasn't Spanish either. Antonio Arenzo. Hey, that was Spanish. It is directed by Narciso Ibanez Serrador. I'm sorry, Narciso. I just brutalized your name. The premise behind Who Can Kill a Child is this couple, they go to this remote island where there's not a lot of tourists visit, and he remembers that he was there many years ago, so he brings his wife, who's pregnant, leaves his two kids behind, I guess, and then they go there, and they find that there's no adults around. There's no one there. There's just a few kids that they see at first, and then they kind of go around and investigate, and then eventually find out that all the kids have murdered all the adults, and they're basically trying to get off the island. So it's kind of a Children of the Corn before Children of the Corn. I'm not entirely sure when Stephen King wrote Children of the Corn, but maybe he was inspired by this film. Who knows? So that's the premise behind it. I wouldn't so much worry about it being it's not a graphic film. There's not a lot of gore, there's not a lot of violence. But as the title says, Who Can Kill a Child? It's basically asking, even though these kids something is weird about them. They don't explain what's wrong. It's kind of just, they've gone crazy. One night they just went crazy. And they're killing everyone. So they're asking, would you be able to stand up against these kids and kill them, right? Or could you not, right? Because there's a lot of people that, obviously, killing a child, it's not a good thing. If you watch the longer cut of the film, they have documentary footage at the beginning, and it's real documentary footage, black and white footage of World War II footage, the Korean War, starving children in Nigeria. It's very difficult to watch because it's just real footage, and it's hard, especially as a parent. It's hard to see these kids starving and being killed, and it's always the children that suffer, right? The children are the ones that suffer during these wars. And I'm just thinking to myself, here I am watching this movie, I'm seeing footage of kids starving, and I'm stuffing my face with ketchup chips, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, it's gluttony. We're just a gluttonous society, and we waste so much food, and there's all these starving people. But anyways, I'm kind of going off on a tangent here. That little black and white documentary footage tries to explain maybe what's happening on the island, but really it's just kind of an unknown, possible supernatural thing that's causing these children to go crazy. What else? What else is there to talk about? Any issues I had with the film, it comes down to basically the actions of the two main characters. They're pretty dumb. They go on the island, they start to notice that some weird shit is happening. They see some weird shit, but they don't get off the island. They don't they don't immediately leave the freaking island. If it was me, I would get off the freaking island as soon as possible. Except they kind of meander around, they kind of look here. It takes a while. It takes a while for things to really get going. I think it's 112 minutes, so it's almost a 2-hour film, and it does take some time to get going. And it's hard as an audience, because as the audience, you already know everything before the characters do. So you're waiting for them to play catch up, and you're like, come on, just hurry up, figure it out, get smart. Another thing too was the wife. She was a really annoying character, super freaking annoying, so dumb, so very dumb. And also, personally, if I was in this situation, don't think I could have a problem defending myself. I don't know. There's an interview with Kim Newman. He's been interviewed on other releases before. I don't know exactly, maybe film historian, and he talks about killer kids in films. So it's like can't remember how long it was. I felt maybe it was like a half hour maybe, and he talks just about different different films that came out that have killer kids in it. So obviously, Village of the Damned, Children of the Corn. He mentions just a bunch of other ones. So he talks about this one as well, and he talks about as a child when you watch this film. Although you probably shouldn't be, but as a child, you have no problem like saying, "Oh yeah, kill them." Like, why are they hesitating? Why are they not killing them? Because all they see is they're just trying to defend themselves, right? That's what they don't associate a child with anything else. They're just, that's an enemy, kill them. As an adult, you get the whole parental thing and blah blah blah. So it was pretty cool listening to him talk about it. Also on the Mondo Macabro Blu-ray release, it's a brand new 4K transfer from the film negative. I think it looks actually pretty good. I didn't see anything really noticeable. It's an older film, it's a lower budget film, so there's some degradation in certain scenes and some choppiness. No, dirt and debris. We also have doesn't really. Okay, there is. Because when you first go into the menu, you have like multiple choices. You have like English version, Spanish version, alternate English version. I went through the alternate just to see if there was anything that stood out. I didn't notice anything, but I'm sure maybe if someone else has seen it, they can chime in the comments. And then there's the other alternate Island of Death version, which is just a shortened. It's like 10 minutes of footage cut out, but basically it's the documentary footage at the beginning. They don't have that in the beginning of the film. That's really the biggest thing. So you get Spanish audio choices. There is some sections of Spanish only dialogue, but Mondo was nice enough to include English subtitles just for those sections. So you can either choose to have English all the way through, although I noticed that the English dialogue doesn't really match with the subtitles a lot, or you can have just English subtitles for the Spanish sections. What else? We got Version Española, which is a documentary about the film. It's all in Spanish, but it's subtitled. An interview with cinematographer Jose Luis Ercain. An interview with the director, which I will not butcher his name again, Ken Newman on Killer Kids, which I mentioned. Audio commentary by Sam Deegan and Kate Ellinger. As you already know, I don't really listen to audio commentaries, so I can't really tell you. Alternate Island of Death opening sequence, English, Spanish audio choice, alternate US audio dub. So that must be the one. Alternate US audio dub must just be the... Oh, that's what it is. Because when you watch the movie, in the English version, they have British accents, but I bet you in the alternate US audio dub, because when I skipped through it, I was looking for changes in the film. I wasn't paying attention to the dialogue, so I bet you they're American accents. And then you got original trailer and radio spots, newly created English subtitles, Mondo Macabro previews, and let's see here. Not much else. Blu-ray presents the full version of the film, but also includes a shorter Island of Death release, which does not have the opening documentary footage. The film influenced many subsequent books and movies, including Children of the Corn, so I guess it did influence, and was remade in 2012 under the title Come Out and Play. Never seen that one. The version on this Blu-ray is a definitive release of what has come to be recognized as a classic of world horror. And it really is. It actually is. I actually enjoyed the film for it's a kind of a premise that hard to really do nowadays. Obviously, they tried in 2012. But like I said, it's not overly violent, so you don't have to worry too much about violence. But there is, yes, of course, violence against kids. But these are demented killer kids, so I wouldn't worry too much. So that's the cover. Who Can Kill a Child? And no reverse sleeve. And that's the disc. Ba-boom. So that is Mondo Macabro's Who Can Kill a Child. I recommend it. Ryan at Cultsploitation as well, my cohort, he recommends it as well. He wrote a written review, so you can actually go and read instead of watch. Depends on what you want to do. That's why we have Cultsploitation. We have video reviews, we have written reviews, everything. If you want to look at my sexy face, you watch the video reviews. So yes, Who Can Kill a Child? Mondo Macabro release. Pick it up today. Thanks for watching. I hope you have a great day. And for my Canadian watchers, happy Thanksgiving.